Belizean Chimole or black soup is a meat lover's dream due to the fact that there are a total of 3 different meats that make up the dish. This twist on chicken soup gets its rich noir black color from this exotic spice, black recado. It is served with corn tortillas and is just spicy enough to not be overwhelming. Like I said, guys, meat lover's dream because it has 3 meats. Look, chicken, and you could do whole chicken and cut it into parts, but I'm doing some thighs. Ground beef, a lot of people do it with ground pork. I don't eat pork except for bacon and ham, so I'm doing ground beef. And I cook this by just breaking it up with the pot spoon. I didn't do it with the potato squisher because I don't want the pieces to be too small. See? They're really chunky because we want to be able to pick them out in the soup. And I have onions in this. If I had cilantro, I would have put cilantro because you know I'm a cilantro lover. But all I had was onions at the time, some black pepper, some salt. You can put other things in this if you want, but that's all I like in it. Eggs. I'm only doing 4 eggs because it's only going to be Joe and me. And maybe Jada. They'll probably eat this. So now let me tell you about this spice. Honestly, guys, my Uncle Roger. Shout out to Uncle Roger in Belize. Hello. Hi, Uncle Roger, because I know the girls in his office watch the show. Anyways, he sends me these things a couple times a year. I don't really know what the black recado is made from, but I figure it's made. This is the red one from the achiote, from the anato, right? They call it achiote from the anato. I'm figuring this has something to do with it, and also some type of pepper that they smoke and crush or something. But we're not gonna make it from scratch like that. We're gonna use this. Somebody already made this for us. Hallelujah, that's what we're gonna use. So these are ready. You can do these from the day before if you want to. That will cut down a lot on the time. What I'm gonna do, pick out a few pieces of the thigh, and I'm gonna take off the skin because I don't always eat the skin on the thingy. I'm gonna clean up all this fat off of here and in here, and then we're gonna prep this to start the soup. And it's okay to take off all this fat because the thighs are fatty enough. Did you know that thighs are like 220 calories compared to like a serving of a chicken breast that's like 120 calories? Okay, don't kill me if I'm wrong, but it's pretty close to those numbers. I'm only going to do 3 because like I said, it might be only 3 of us eating this. I just poured some distilled white vinegar on this. I'm going to rinse this off under the faucet, and I'll be right back. All right, so some red recado. And for the people that are not Belizean, this is made from annatto. It's a coloring, but I think it's also a spice. I think it gives it a different flavor. You can replace this with paprika or paprika, but I don't like the taste or the smell of paprika. I guess because I wasn't raised with it. Some salt. Don't worry if you didn't give it enough salt because you're gonna salt the soup at the end, all right? Salt and black pepper. Now let's move over to the stove. So I cook mostly with olive oil. So a couple tablespoons. You can allow it to heat up, or you can put the chicken in now. It doesn't matter. It'll still get brown. But I'll allow it to heat up because I want you guys to hear that sizzle. Squish up the rest of the recado. And we just want this to boil for at least 30 to 35 minutes, all right? As the pot boils, we're gonna take care of the tomato. So let me cut off one end. I like to use Roma tomatoes better when it comes to anything like soup because I feel like it stands up a little bit more stiff in the soup. And Roma tomatoes are not as wet and sloppy as some other tomatoes. So let me cut off one end. Always cut off one of the ends so that it doesn't slip, right? Because then you're going to cut yourself. So just let me go ahead and dice this up. I only have 2, but that's all we're going to need. Remember, it's a small pot that I'm doing. It'll fit nicely in this little bowl. Now let's take care of the black recado. I'm debating whether to use this one or this little one. I think I'll use the little one. So I just use some of it at first with some hot water, well, warm water. And I'm just going to melt it down to this. Put it through a strainer. If you don't put it through a strainer, it's going to stay on the bottom of the pot and it's going to taste like you're eating sand. So you don't want that. So I don't think it's dark enough. Let me put some more. I'm just going to use the whole package. Pour some warm water. Work it through again. Let me pour some water in the pot first before I add the rest, because then you don't want it too dark either. So it's a nice blend that you're looking for. So that's dark enough. Let me put my ground beef, and some people will use pork. I like beef better, so the ground beef. Then hit it with some salt, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper. Get some in here. Ooh, I'm so glad I didn't put the rest of that black pepper. That's it right there. And while I'm waiting to add my eggs and the tomatoes, I forgot to tell you guys, you're gonna need tortilla. So I got these big ones. They're only 80 calories per tortilla, because some of them are like 100 or 110 per tortilla. It's really boiling now, guys, and there's nothing else in this pot that needs to be cooked, all right? Because we cooked the ground beef separately. The chicken is already cooked. The eggs are boiled. Well, those are going to go in after. So let's put the eggs in now. So we want to spoon the eggs in because we don't want to like throw them in and get burned. Let me add the tomatoes. The tomatoes do not need to cook. They just need to be heated up in the soup. Now it's time to cut the fire off because this is done. As you would imagine, I have special things that I use only for the show, and I keep that stuff in the garage. So this is what I'm doing, looking through my special stuff to find something to serve the soup in. And yes, I serve it with a spaghetti server because that's how you're going to get all the chunks of the ground beef, the tomato, the egg, even the chicken. You can even scoop up the chicken with that. But then you're going to need a spoon to get some of the broth. All right? Let me put this one egg in here. I wash it off so it could look pretty for the picture. Put it on a plate. And when you're taking pictures for food, you want everything to be on white. All right, so I've cleaned it up and it's ready. Let me fold my one little tortilla. It's too hot for me. I want to put this on the side of the plate and then take the pictures. See? That's one. This is the picture that's in my cookbook. 2. Now it's time for me to taste. So I'm just going to get one of the eggs open. Get some of the beef and some of the chicken, hopefully, if I can get it off the bone. You're really supposed to serve this in a bigger bowl. Now let's taste. This is so good, guys. Now let me get some of the broth. And then I'm going to fix a bigger bowl of this for Joe. It's hot still. This is a soup that you simply must try. You don't know how much I wish you guys were here. This thing is so good. You're supposed to eat it in a bigger bowl, but I wanted to be all fancy and serve it in a pretty bowl. This is not big enough. Ooh, turn water. It's not big enough. You need a wider bowl. All right? It is good, y'all. Perfection. If you want to put other stuff in your thing, be my guest. I like it just like this. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, alright? I'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye. Say hello to Mama. Hi, everybody.
This morning with one local family.
Each get a certain amount of calories to lose. Look what I have.
Your hands inside.